足をえぐりて殺せ。これで完成だ。
なるほど、やはりえぐるとはそういう意味だったんですね。またしても私の推理は正解でした。
Alright, well, you two seem to be making good progress. I propose that we find some shelter from the rain, though, after this. Oh, I know! I use my trusty frying pan as a drying pan. Very efficient. You can use my spare frying pan too, Erika. No? You're gonna regret not using it! And the feel of the last one was clearly different from all the ones before, making the two of them almost certain that they had activated some sort of mechanism. However, as far as a quick glance could tell, there was no dramatic change, such as an entrance of some sort opening. Apparently, they would need to do just a little more before they could find it.
すげえよ、お前は。これで本当に黄金が見つかったら、俺とお前で山分けだな。
知的興奮を楽しめただけで十分です。私が好きなのは謎解きだけ。報酬はそれが正しかったことの証明だけで十分です。
She shrugged it off, saying that just seeing the goal would be enough. Then she crouched down, peering fixedly at the gimmick that made up the key. It's no exaggeration at all to say that this girl really loves solid riddles. Her fondness for treasure hunting is fueled by romanticism regarding the process of finding hidden things. And she has no interest whatsoever in getting the treasure for herself, and becoming a billionaire or whatever.
なるほど、よくもこんな仕掛けを。あなたたちの不運は私をこの島に迎えたことでしたね。ただ碑文がそこに存在するだけで、フルドエリカはこの程度の推理が可能です。いかがでしょうか、皆様方。
Yeah. Like, what is that? Like your catchphrase or something? And who are you addressing to anyway?
Why, the viewers, of course. My viewers, once I take over your channel.
What?
Just kidding.
You better watch what you're saying, or I will take away all your chopsticks. She said this to the mechanism she had exposed. She grinned at it. And that smile had a bit of triumph on it, but is more fully characterized by the small bit of unpleasant disdain it contained. After solving the riddle, she was probably reveling in the pleasure of having won against the one who had proposed it, as well as the way she could now scoff at this person.
これで黄金が見つかれば、次期当主はクラウスさんでなくあなたですね。
どうだろうな。
クラウスさんってちょっと傲慢な方じゃないですか。偉そうって言いますか。そのクラウスさんが一夜明けたら、おいに黄金も次期当主の座もかっさらわれていたなんて、なんだか愉快ですね。
Erika was still crouched down as she spoke, her back to Bella as she toyed around with the mechanism.
ジェシカさんでしたっけ？私に意見した女の子。あの子、自分の父親が次期当主だと威張ってましたね。彼女は今夜が明け、バトラさんが全ての黄金を受け継ぎ、自分の父親がもはや次期当主で亡くなったことを知ったら、どんな表情を見せるんでしょうね。
Ooh! What a naughty girl you are. Is destroying people's lives part of your hobby too, in your spare time?
別に俺は200億を独り占めする気は毛頭ねえぜ。ま、せいぜい1割ももらえりゃお腹いっぱいさ。あとは親族で仲良く分けりゃいい。 次期当主なんてもっと興味がねえぜ。クラウスおじさんに喜んで押し付けさせてもらうぜ。
果たしてそう簡単な話で済むでしょうか。それを推理することよりは、今はジェシカさんが明日どんな表情をしながらどんな負け惜しみを口にするかの方が推理の対象としては楽しい気がします。
お前性格悪いな。
With a big brain and quite the devilish personality. You barely know these people too. Welcome to Umineko, Erika. You're gonna love it here.
おや、謎解きが好きという時点で推理できませんでした？私、人が隠すことを暴くのが好きな知的蹂躙者なんですよ。
I'm sorry, what? What did you call yourself? An intellectual what?
碑文の謎解きもそうです。
じいさまが満を持して隠した黄金を暴いてやりたかったんだろ。
No, seriously, what did you say there, Erika? You're an intellectual what?
An intellectual rapist. You know, like how I'm going to fuck your brain dry and leave you speechless with my intellect.
Ho ho ho. Men, the people who tolerate you on a daily basis are the real heroes. If you talk like that every day. That is, if you have any people to talk to in the first place.
White trash.
Pigtail barf.
ええ、最初はそうでしたが、途中から目的が変わりました。
途中？何に？
ジェシカさんです。私の推理に口を挟み、口実かつ高尚な時間を汚しました。だからあのジェシカという子に思い知らせたくて、碑文の謎を解くことに目的を変えたんです。
Oh.
お前ほん
私はどんな相手でも屈服させます。それが私の唯一の優越です。まだ推理必要ですか？後ろ宮ジェシカは私をムカつかせた。だから私は身の程を思い知らせてやりたくて碑文を解くことにした。そこから導かれる今の私の感情。
Like I'm hesitant. I really want to say something right here, but I'm gonna leave it for much later. This is pure gold.
推理可能ですか？
And this time, I turned my back on her in earnest. Did I get so caught up in the fun of this riddle-solving game that I allowed her to lead me into making a terrible mistake? Yup, you should have caught on early. I mean, if a total stranger insulted your family with no remorse whatsoever, you probably should not have anything to do with that person. But whatever, this is Ben Castell's doing. She can make you both clever and incompetent at the same time. And not to mention how much chaos this will create when the family learns that someone solved it. And what Jessica is gonna think of you when she finds out that you solved the epitaph. Which would hurt her father. Like, all on top of that, solving together with the person that insulted both of them. You really should have thought about that one, son. That's right. I could have worked out that this would happen. With the riddle solved, the relatives will probably get into an uproar about who would be the successor to the head. Dad and Kire-san will probably make a fuss about how I, the discoverer, should be the successor. And the other relatives not thrilled with that prospect will probably oppose them. Despite how adamant Erika was about it, it wasn't written anywhere that the one who solves the riddle of the epitaph becomes the successor. Because of this, it will lead to a fight between those who are willing to accept that and those who aren't. To reason out what would happen next, as Erika suggested, it will probably turn into an ugly fight between Naku Koro and the rest of the relatives. When Jessica finds out I've solved the riddle, will she admire me or curse me? I don't want to think about that now. Erika was still mumbling. Apparently, she had already started trying to reason it out. As I began to feel very bad, I lazily gazed out into the black night. Then, I looked at the dimly lit outdoor light and saw the silhouette of a person in front of it. I thought I must be seeing things. After all, it was unthinkable that someone would have been standing there the whole time, pounded upon by the rain without even an umbrella. However, the silhouette didn't move an inch, and maybe... no, it couldn't be. It was looking at me, and it was... Hey, it's Kinzo. Yeah, would you look at that? Apparently Battler is gonna be our witness here. Grandfather. In that instant, I understood. Grandfather had probably been watching us solve the riddle the whole time. And he had seen us, as we spectacularly solved the entire riddle of the epitaph. Without a doubt, Grandfather smiled faintly. Grandfather, who had never worn any expression that wasn't moody or frightening, looked me in the face and smiled at me for the first time. Almost as though he was saying, "Too smart for your own good." Or else, I never thought it would be you. However, this was the result, chosen by Grandfather's epitaph. So I was sure that he had accepted that result. He grinned one final time. Of course, he didn't use words. His smile seemed to be a silent expression of a single word. Superb. I didn't know how I should respond. Well, I know I myself have a bone to pick with him. Yo, Goldo shit. What the hell did you do to Pride and Prejudice? Like, I've been in the library, like in the storage room, in the guest house, and I found Pride and Prejudice. Like, the entire book has the names Elizabeth and Darcy replaced with the names Beatrice and Kinzo. With permanent marker too. How dare you to defile such classic literature with your filthy hands of a misogynistic weeaboo? I couldn't do anything but stand there in shock, ignoring Erika as she crouched down, mumbling with her back towards me. And then, Grandfather stretched a hand out from the folds of his cloak and pointed at something. And I looked in that direction. What I saw there, the thing he was pointing at, was probably the guidepost to the Golden Land. Go. And Grandfather had undoubtedly said that one word. I nodded to show that I understood. Seeing this, Grandfather nodded back, satisfied. Then, with a spin of his cloak, he disappeared, seeming to melt into the darkness. The expression on his face at the end was truly and finally satisfied smile.
聞いてますバトラさん。私の推理。
Oh, I'm sorry, deductions? I thought that you were complaining about Jessica some more.
見つけたぜ。あれが黄金鏡への道しるべだ。
The guidepost to the golden land.
え？あ、さっきと向きが変わってる。なるほど。あちらへ進めという意味ですか。良い観察力ですね。
じいさまに教えてもらった。
え？金蔵さん？どこに？
行くぜ。見せてもらおうじゃねえか。黄金鏡ってやつを。
We start to walk. The entrance to the golden land was right there.
我が碑文がついに解かれたか。そしてバトラーがか。愉快この上なし。
And I think about it. There was also a head that no one saw coming. How interesting that the one who will succeed me as a head is also a person no one saw coming. Narration done by Kinzo.
これにて我が生涯に一切の未練はなし。ベアトリーチェそなたのもとへ行くぞ。我が碑文が選びし奇跡を手土産にな。
Better of all people. That Better.
なあ我が生涯の最後の最後に我は真の奇跡を見たり。ベアトリーチェこの賭けは私の勝利だ。
Ah! You found the gold, matey! Ogon Cure! Jitsuzai suru!
体食性以外には金に換金物としての利便性を見出すことはできませんね。
Ah!
これを現金化するには随分の手間をかけそうです。
At the end of a crude underground tunnel, in a VIP room which was so beautiful that it seemed out of place, there was a pile of gold so large that there could be no doubting its 20 billion yen worth. Erika was calm, but Balor couldn't suppress his excitement. Oh, this is all fantastic and all that. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna sit on this comfy bed over here. That is suspiciously inside this room together with the gold for some unknown reason apparently. As for which of the two was the correct reaction to show after seeing a mountain of gold, only those who saw the scene with their own eyes could say for sure. In this day and age, it's said that an average salaryman earns about 200 million yen in wages over his life. And this is 20 billion yen worth of gold. With even 1/100th of this gold mountain, a single human could live their entire life without working. What is labor? Isn't it the very point of a human's life, since a person who doesn't work cannot eat? If so, then 200 million yen is enough to make a single person's life complete. And this is 20 billion yen. this would account for the labors of 100 humans. No, a single human life 100 times over. Of course, if you still wanted to work, you could. Any money you gained as a result could all be used to play with. After all, you would already have enough money to live for your entire life. No, for an eternity. No, wait. I mustn't keep it all to myself. I can split it up among 100 people. If I could create a world where a full 100 humans wouldn't have to work for their whole lives, just what kind of world would that be? Yeah, there's no doubt at all.
ここが黄金鏡なんだ。
というわけでベルンバトラは見事に黄金を見つけましたとさ。めでたしめでたし。
Wow! What a spectacular ending to the episode! さすがラブダデルタ。へへへへへへ。
肝となる部分は少し伏せさせてもらったけど、そのくらいの意地悪はしてもいいわよね。
ああ、そこは好きにしな。非分の謎がどういう謎々でどういう答えだったのかというミクロな見地に興味はね。大事なのはその結果、黄金が10トン発見されたという事実の方だ。
The gold was discovered in the third game as well, by Auntie Eva. Auntie Rosa had also witnessed it. However, the two of them hadn't spoken of the gold's discovery to anyone. In other words, there was a chance that the gold's discovery was a catbox truth, kept between the two of them. Which meant that it was possible that the gold didn't exist and was just an illusion.
しかし、俺がとうとう見つけちまったわけだ。猫箱が開かれちまった。
副将ごっこは時間の無駄だから先にサービスしてあげる。この黄金の山は本物よ。ここに積まれたインゴットは全て本物の純金。レプリカとか偽物とかそんな騙しは一切なし。
よし、わかった。この黄金は認めるぜ。だが認められないものがまだある。
そうよね。会っちゃったものね。金蔵に。
金蔵は幻想のはずなのに、あなたさっき出会っちゃったわよね。やっぱりこれは魔法なんじゃないのかしら。
ほざけ。俺は一言もじいさまと言葉を交わしちゃいねえ。じいさまと言葉を交わしたような気持ちになっただけだ。いい加減にしろ。同じ手はもう通用しない。
ならほらどうぞ、青き真実。
おそらく俺は非分の謎を解き興奮状態にあった。それで何かをじいさまと見間違えたんだ。例えばそれは暗がりの子たちに引っかかった何かのシートかカバーで、それが漆黒のマントを羽織ったじいさまに見えたのかもしれない。その結果、俺はじいさまと何かのやり取りをしたように誤解したんだ。
青き真実、有効ね。まあ私も全く同じことを青で語ったわけだけど。
それで通ったのか。赤き真実で反論は。
Oh, there probably was. That or it will not be revealed until much later. And either way, I have talked about this like many times in the past about how certain things should be viewed and what would be the fine line between the human claim and the magic claim. Like, as far as I can see, I don't think that I can trust my original, like, my first theory anymore. Like, I cannot trust that anymore. About Battler having magic resistance, which determines whether he sees human claim or magic claim, if he sees magic or not. Like, that theory is more than likely dead, no. And while I cannot say with certainty what the solution to this entire thing is, I have some idea. Like, if it's gonna be another flawed line of thinking, then, well, so be it. And until I have a human claim explanation similar to Balor over here, like, for example, what he said can be good, that, or he found, like, he thought that he saw Kinzo, but it was actually somebody else in disguise, maybe? But then it goes with The Last Resort that Natsuhi, Beatrice, and the rest are having about Kinzo missing. So the fact that we see Kinzo here, like outside, as with Balor as the witness, they're gonna say that, oh, he went missing, and Balor is gonna be the one to say that, oh, he went missing. So that would be part of the plan. So about Kinzo being this, like, somebody else disguising as Kinzo, if you are to combine that with The Last Resort, that doesn't really make sense. So I don't know about a disguise of some sorts. Maybe Balor did confuse something for Kinzo, like a piece of cloth or something, but I'm gonna think about the human claim a little bit more. When it comes to the other idea that I conjured, well, like, okay, well, my idea is this. What constitutes as a human claim or a magic claim depends on whether a person is the protagonist of the story or not. Balor obviously was the protagonist of the first 4 games. Like, except for the ending of Game 2, where, as a protagonist, he lost. Like, except for that, his role was the same throughout each of those games. The reason why here Balor managed to see Kinzo, despite him being dead, is because, well, apparently, Balor is no longer the protagonist in Bercastel and Lambda Delta's game. Maybe the role of the protagonist has shifted to someone else.
ないわ。今のところはね。
The me who had let out a strange yell in front of the Gold Mountain was finally starting to regain his cool. Man, these bed sheets are so cool. They're just so comfy. You can sleep on those, like, comfortably. I can totally imagine that someone actually lived here for a while. Now that I found it, there was no covering it up. I finally thought about keeping this discovery a secret. However, Erika wanted to prove that her own reasoning was correct by announcing this fact to everyone. She really is an intellectual rapist, just as she says. The puzzle-solving game is what's important to her, and she doesn't intend to take any responsibility for what happens after the riddle is solved. A riddle is sort of like a clock. A riddle is sort of like a lock. Locks exist to be locked, and then whenever a lock is locked, there is a meaning behind locking it. Therefore, there should always be the meaning behind breaking one open and exposing what it protects. However, this girl has made the exposure itself her final goal, and she doesn't plan on taking responsibility for anything that happens later. Maybe the true storm to Hiro Kenjima isn't the typhoon, but her. She won't keep this discovery secret. She'll definitely announce it to brag about her success. And then, she'll call a real storm down upon this island. And so it begins. The new era of the one and only Furudo Erika, the detective. The azure will jeer when those who cross her path steal her chopsticks. The azure will complain and cry like a baby when Jessica will steal her candy and hurt her ego And that is why she will fuck human brains as the intellectual rapist that she is. Can I get an amen? I won't be able to keep this covered up. Then in that case, there's nothing to do except announce this fact fairly. I cannot even imagine what will happen after that. As she grinned, Erika muttered to herself. She must have been predicting the uproar the relatives would soon bring about. To her, imagining that was much sweeter than 20 billion yen in gold.
ただ碑文がそこに存在するだけでフルドエリカはこの程度の推理が可能です。いかがでしょうか皆様方。
Knock, 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 knock! Who's there?
The sudden sound of someone banging fiercely on the door brought Natsuki to her senses. She had probably nodded off in the study while planning how they would have come the next day. But what could it be at a time like this? More importantly, the knock itself was strange. If someone had wanted to contact her, they could have just used the internal phone line. She had told them that she would be here. Realizing that something strange was going on, Natsuki shook her head one more time, completely throwing off her drowsiness.
お父様、お父様、エヴァです。至急重要なお話があります。
It was Eva's voice. What is this? I thought I told them to lock the doors and windows of the mansion tightly after everyone left for the guest house. So why is Eva here? Oh.
Oh! Now I get it.
I mean, okay, the original reason could be also true, but maybe the reason the servant's role is also to lock the doors and windows at night. Like during the days on Rokkenjima, the 4th and the 5th October, mostly 4th October and such, the reason why they locked the doors and windows at night was in case somebody from the family decided to go in and try to go and talk to Kinzo at night or something like that. The last resort of Natsuhi and Beatrice and the rest was more than likely in effect in the first game as well. So, as an extra precaution, they decided to lock the doors and windows of the mansion so that nobody from the guest house would enter at night to check on Kinzo, so that the chances would increase. Because they want to keep the siblings as far away from Kinzo as possible, so locking the mansion at night can help too. However, it would seem that now the door is opened. Eva is here apparently. Natsuki ran up to the door, responded with a small knock, and spoke through the door in a quiet voice.
何事ですか、想像し。夏日姉さん、なんでこんな時間にあんたがお父様の書斎にいるのよ。静かになさいと申し上げています。当主様が何よりも沈黙と静寂を好まれることをお忘れですか。今はそんなこと言ってる場合じゃないのよ。ご託はいいからとっととここを開けなさい。お父様を出して。当主様は先ほどお休みになられたばかりです。何のご用か存じませんが、明日私が伺います。あんたなんかに用はないわよ。いいからさっさとここを開けなさい。
Sometimes, all one's schemes and assumptions can fall apart due to the most direct, simple, and emotional of strategies. And this is bad. If I open the door, Eva will probably throw herself forward and rush into the study. Now, I cannot even open this door. At that moment, the phone suddenly rang. It's alright. Both the keys to the study are here. No one can open this door. Natsuhi inched away from the door and grabbed the receiver.
もしもし、夏日です。
私だ。まずいことになった。急いで客間に降りてきてほしい。
He was from Kraus. His tone was strained. What in the world happened?
バトラ君とあのエリカという客人が魔女の碑文を解いて黄金を発見したらしいのだ。
それは
ルドルフたちが押しかけてきている。これからバトラ君が全員立ち会いのもとに黄金の場所に案内すると言っている。
今書斎の扉の前でエヴァさんが開けろと騒いでいます。今開けたら書斎の中に押し入ってくるかもしれません。
わかった。私もそこに行く。エヴァには構うな。何もせずにそこにいるんだ。扉の前からエヴァを追い払ったら合図するからすぐに出てきたまえ。いいな。
Right after that, Kraus came up to the staircase, accompanied by Genji. A heated debate started between him and Eva.
Open up! God damn it!
No, calm down. In the move of that, there was a small knock as a signal. Kraus had skillfully pushed Eva away from the door and distracted her. During that gap, Natsuhi slipped out of the study and quickly shut the door. Eva noticed this, and her face twisted in disappointment. But the heavy sound of the laudo lock had already rung out, and the door had been sealed.
碑文の黄金が見つかったのよ。お父様にご報告するのが筋でしょうが。それとも何？お父様にはそれを伝えられない都合でもあるの？
親父殿からは床についたら何があっても起こすなと厳命されていてね。それを守るのは当主代行の務めだよ。そうだろう、源氏さん。
はい。親方様のお休みは何があろうとも乱すことは許されません。
それも時と場合によるでしょうが。だって碑文が解けたのよ。お父様には真っ先に知る権利があるわ。
もちろん明日当主様には全てを私たちから報告します。それが当主代行である私たちの役目ですから。
そんなの知らないわよ。いいからこの扉を開けなさいよ。お父様に会わせなさい。お父様、お父様、聞こえていますか？エヴァです。ここを開けてください。
Alright, you need to calm down here for a second, Eva. Otherwise, your head is gonna explode from all the emotions that you're expressing over here. Why don't you drink some of this green stuff?
話してよ。痛い。
私たちが話を聞くと言っている。やかましく扉を叩くな。
話してよ。話しなさいよ。
クラウス様、エヴァ様、親方様がお休み中と申し上げております。これ以上はお控えください。
When Genji spoke firmly, the two finally ceased their scuffle.
Yeah, cut it out, you two.
Bunch of children. It seemed that Genji, the one who had spoken for Kinzo since they were very young, still possessed an air of dignity strong enough to handle both Kraus and Eva. Eva put her argument aside from the time being. She could worry about that after seeing the goal with her own eyes. After all, not even she had yet seen it for herself. Natsuhi and the others had managed to deal with this crisis somehow. However, the demon's move, that would sneer upon their efforts, was already in motion.
バトラが碑文の謎を解いたというのか。
Yes, indeed, Bato. What do you have to say about that?
エリカなる娘にだいぶ助けられたとはいえ、たどり着いたのはバトラーだった。エリカは黄金鏡の権利を放棄すると宣言している。よってバトラが黄金鏡にたどり着きし者だ。
運命とは実に面白いものです。バトラ様が たどり着くとは。
どうするのです、ベアト。碑文の謎を解く者が現れたなら、儀式は取りやめる約束ですよ。
うん、そういう取り決めであったな。
I mean, if we're talking about that, it's not like she stopped the ritual even in game 3. I definitely do have to ask you about that as well, Beato.
そういう取り決めだ。
バトラ様はどうやら黄金鏡の主となられるおつもりがないようだ。我らの主となる者はもはや現れぬようですな。
それもまた運命です。ゴールドスミス教とのご縁で人間の世界に権限して数十年。とても楽しい時間でしたよ。
やだ、リーヤ。ババ臭い。で、どうするわけ？リーチェとゴールドスミスのルールなら、バトラが碑文を解き、主となることを選ばない以上、私たちはこれでお役御免じゃないの？
そうであるな。私に未練は何もない。いつでも呼吸とすへ蹴落とされる覚悟はできておるぞ。
待て、そうはいかぬ。そなたの心残りはないかもしれぬが、わらわはまだ夏日に仕えておるぞ。バトラが碑文を解いたからお役御免では、あまりに義理を書くというもの。魔女は契約違反を許さぬが、不義理もまた許されぬ。
でしょうな。親族会議を終えるまではきっちりとお使いするべきでしょう。
となると、ゴールドスミス教ももうしばらくはお役御免とはなりませんね。
I guess we're not gonna hear about those thoughts in regards to better solving the epitaph, won't we? As usual.
無事に親族会議を乗り越え、せめて夏日様にお別れの挨拶と。もしできるなら、これまでの努力をねぎらわれるべきかと。
あれもよく愚足を支えてきたものよ。
貴様など片方もがれた打天使ではないか。揃わぬ翼なら置き土産に捨てていけ。
うん、それもよかろう。夏日ならば我が翼を背負うにふさわしいかもしれん。しかしここからが正念場となるぞ。褒美は用意した。無事にこの試練を乗り越えてみよう、夏日。
The mountain of gold left everyone speechless. Hey everybody! I can see that you're all speechless. What with all this gold laying around, you're all without speech. Regardless of how strongly they have believed in existence, no one could look at this much real gold and not be shocked.
Oh no, it's raining! Hey, I know! I'll use my trusty frying pan as a drying pan!